Hey there guys, it's your good pal Wiggly, and welcome back to more Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All Blind. In the last episode, we finished up the first investigation period of Farewell My Turnabout, and in this episode, we're heading into the first trial to see if we can solve this case in one day. I don't think that's gonna happen, as per the killer's demand, but, we'll see, I suppose. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? This dude's so weird. I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Who's this? Oh, hi! Mia, I forgot Mia was here. Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. Oh. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. It's him. Oh boy, okay. This is Wright. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney, the day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Oh God. Don't worry, people don't die that easy. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. This is sketchy. Wait! Oh boy. The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer, dude? Who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Well, sorry, Matt, but yeah, we don't need to throw that on top of this whole thing. Who? What? Okay, there is no prosecutor. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Okay. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? That's how it goes. Your Honor, please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What? What do you mean? Whoa, oh, that's the present? Oh, fuck me! What? Dude. No. What? Shot? Oh my God. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. Fuck, dude. His present. Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. Ugh. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition, let me guess. That's good. Phew. Yep, here he is. I thought he'd show up. Oh, okay, at the witness stand. Okay. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. Alright. Well, as much trouble as she's caused for horrible reasons, I hope she's okay. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. That's terrible. but also super ironic, considering. Luckily, I have looked this case over and I'm familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard. The court acknowledges the prosecution! Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. Hell yeah, dude! Let's be a team. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Hell yeah. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Alright. The four of us, back in court once again. Witness, your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Oh my god, no. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Ugh. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah. It would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. He's not your opponent. That's the thing, though. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. It's tricky, but you can be a prosecutor and search for the truth as well. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Okay. After the awards ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, well, the guitar thing is weird, but we don't have anything to point to the contrary at all. We haven't explored anything with the guitar yet. Alright, time to press everything. Okay, this murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. Okay. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt on guard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Oh, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. Judge, my man. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. On guard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see, and that's when she found the victim's body. Yep, okay. After looking into the cause of death, we believed it was definitely murdered, sir. I mean, this is not something I should press on, but the cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good, hard look at the crime photo. Was it a blunt force trauma to the back of the head? Maybe? Was the vase shattered over his head? Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. Oh, was it a strangling? Banana. Judge. Come on. We're not in Big Top anymore. You gotta be more serious. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Oh, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Come on. Then what about the knife? It seemed to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murder on our hands here. Okay. Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Okay. At 8:15 p.m. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar, and we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? Why is the judge speculating? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. Oh, so much for my theory then. Okay. Let me read that one more time, just to really get it cemented in my head here. Empty. There is some water, but only on the top of the lid, which is weird. Bears Corrida's fingerprints. Okay. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? Huh? I get it. The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. That's strange. That's really weird if true. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. That's true. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. Yeah, I didn't think we were actually going to have to present anything. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why, then, did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was a reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. I'm really excited. So, like, the underlining tension between Phoenix and Edgeworth, I have a pretty good idea where I think it's going to go. And I'm excited for it, but I really want to see how they handle it. Matt on guard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume, it was found in Mr. On Guard's hakama. Okay, so where is the crime photo? There it is. So, I mean, maybe that's not, like, an actual impact there. Maybe it's just, like, the strings of the button. Maybe I'm overthinking that. It's possible. But that thought crossed my mind after I finished recording before. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. I don't think that's true, but okay. That's where things are suspicious to me. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. Okay. Bears the victim's blood and On Guard's fingerprints. In the grip, Gatewater is engraved. Okay. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And this button also... Is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Okay. Interesting. Why would the button be ripped off? Ripped from his costume, is covered in Corrida's blood, found in On Guard's hakama. All this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, Wright? Uh-huh. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. I see through this. You can't fool me. He's not back to being shitty. Come on. Matt on Guard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other, okay. But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not? Yeah. But you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Corrida was always one step behind Mr. On Guard in everything. This year, it seemed like he finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. Uh-huh. So then why would On Guard kill him? If On Guard lost, that would paint a much easier picture, but he didn't. That's weird. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Corrida in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective? It's not... Well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's... I look forward to your pension negotiation. It's like we never stopped. No! If you're... Oh my god. No, Detective, let's continue with the testimony. No, not my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We could talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone? Oh, come on. Okay. There's the Jammin' Ninja's button. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the Jammin' Ninja's costume. Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there after this is bad, Phoenix. Come on. Even I'm like, this is too much bullshit. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. Alright, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's Hakama. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have any free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? The defendant's fingerprints were also found all over the knife. Okay. How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, Wright? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of this knife, then? Okay. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes it a premeditated murder. There is no way he bought the knife. It says fucking Gatewater on it, my guy. I knew that was the answer this whole time, but I wanted to get more info to really solidify myself with the case. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument is that this was a premeditated murder. Is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Okay, okay. I really don't think Gumshoe has been that bad of a detective so far, but this is pretty rough, man. That's the name of the hotel, the Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think that whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't know. Oh. Oh, damn. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room. Nope, not true. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. Yep. Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt on guard's knife was missing. Mr. On guard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth! Absolutely brilliant! A brilliantly clear deduction! It seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? I mean, we must, right? Evidence not yet shown to the court. The wine glass is weird, but like, what would that... Guitar case, water only on top of the lid. I don't know. I don't think I have anything that solid. Crime photo. Yeah, evidence not yet seen by the court. I'm actually kinda lost here. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing we have really pertaining to the crime that we haven't talked about, or rather the scene of the crime, is the wine glass filled with tomato juice. Okay, actually, yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't think it has to do with, like, the premeditation of the murder, though, but, like, the tomato juice was in Corrida's room. I mean, let's give it a shot. No harm in trying, right? There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Well, great. Man, I hope it's the wine glass. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Jesus, look at that. We're in final trial town, that's for sure. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show the court? This wine glass pretty clearly, at least, opens up the possibility that it was a staged crime scene, right? This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. Yeah. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. So why would somebody put a wine glass there? However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. I agree. Oh boy. Well, what do you all have to say? Oh, well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example, but why? She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Could Ms. Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? I don't think so. I am operating under the assumption that Adrian Andrews is the one that staged the crime scene for some reason. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I'm assuming it's just to get away with it so that she could, you know, live on the way that she has been, but now having avenged, question mark, her mentor, maybe? We don't know the reason for Celeste's suicide, though. We need more. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Ms. Andrews who set the cup on the table. You turn the situations on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have evidence to support it. What? Yeah, of course. You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then... Of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? Okay. Found next to the victim. It's filled with tomato juice, bears Andrews' fingerprints. That is why I said the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Ugh, I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned, and she set the glass down on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Except, was there any tomato juice found in their room? I don't think there was. I think the tomato juice was only in Corrida's room. Now do you see, Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. Ugh! I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. Exactly, I know you have. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth! I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. You've changed, my man. Let's go. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. He's testing Phoenix. This is so good. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world was Mr. Edgeworth thinking? His record is already tainted, so may as well go for the truth like he always wanted when he was young. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh boy, okay. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Oh my... Gotcha! I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet? It was the Wicked Witch on the witness stand. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. Miss Witness, a terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Shoot the judge. Oof. Shush, I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true what they say that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. This is correct. Wow. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? My dyslexia is going strong today. It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. They're the same age. But those two are the same age. I'm in sync with Phoenix. Good things happen when I'm in sync with Phoenix. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed on the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. At least we're getting you out of the way now. Okay. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. And you didn't do anything? So Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I'm not so sure. I think I know where this part's going to. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Alright. So there were two things I noticed here. After the ceremony, I went to pace around. There was something I was interested in finding out. You need to tell us what that was. Something you were interested in, and just what was that? It's not some little thing I could just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgy Poo, of course. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. It looks like we shouldn't force it right now. Yep, we need to talk about that whole ordeal and get into the whole mess with Adrian Andrews, and... oh, we have a lot to unpack here. And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? Okay. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up a stage for that trifling show, but I refused to help, I'll have you know. It was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails. Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on. Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Okay, we already pressed on that. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corrida's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Okay, so even she doesn't know. Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room. He was. Yes, he was? I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now. Well, I guess I can tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway. It was on guard. Met on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. I may hate Old Bag, but her voice is really fun. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? You see? Really? Annoying brat, when I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Because it's totally deja vu. Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. Yes, okay. What was the clothes? What were they wearing? Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome young man you are. Really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now, what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket. Really? Okay. He was wearing that at the detention center, too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now any important or relevant in any way? That one in particular? No. I guess it really wasn't that important after all. Mr. Wright, do you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn. You wasted 3 minutes of this woman's youth. That's more valuable than gold to me. Why do I suddenly feel old in the presence of her childish whining? She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. That's bad for us. Really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has the tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old late Mia. That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Okay, old and lady are both correct. Oh, god damn it. Went too far. Sweet? No. Okay. Let's check the other options here. Okay. Could you see the person's face? Please tell the court about the man's face in more detail. You don't need me to tell you about his face. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. He's right. His right eye covered by his silky hair, his sparkling, shining teeth. His teeth were shining? Well, he's shining all around in this week's pinup poster, dearie. This week's pinup? Why do you... I mean... I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night. What? On guard's face is the same no matter where it is, you know, you whippersnapper. Really? Really? It wasn't somebody wearing the costume. What were they carrying then? Is that really the important thing? Okay. Alright, what was the person carrying? What was the man you saw carrying? In which hand? His right or his left? Now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question. Indeed. Please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright. Sorry. What was the man you saw carrying in his right hand? He wasn't carrying anything in that hand. Then how about his left? Empty. Fuck you. Well, this whole thing has been a lot of nothing. Really? What? It was not important. Okay. Alright, so... She was pretty vague, even still, she was pretty vague about the face. It's the same no matter where it is. Like, that wasn't an exact answer of what it looked like at the time. Oh, damn it, I chose the wrong thing. On guard, not on guard, okay. Come on, old bag. It's important that she saw his face. I'm operating on this. I'm going full bore on this. I don't see any other direction here. It was very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say. Mr. Wright, there is something much more valuable than a person's pride, and that is time. Please don't waste this court's precious time with worthless questions. Yes, Your Honor. I think I just wasted his good favor. What? Okay. Interesting side topics, then. Pace in front of his room. There was something I was interested to find. It was about this, right? No. What? What am I missing here? Something interested in finding out. Since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. Man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Alright, let's try clothes. It was important. I mean, we know that he was still in costume after the show. Right. It was very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Objection. Then perhaps you would like to point out which part of that testimony was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Okay, this is it. Alright, my bad. Your Honor, I request that what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please. Ah, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. Alright, he's wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it. She's so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption. Okay, what evidence do I have? Okay. I think I get it. Oh, well, okay, hold on. There's two pieces of evidence here that I could present, I think. There's the press conference ticket. He was going to go to the show as the Nickel Samurai. Right. Or the button was found in his Hakama, specifically. Which means that he had to be in costume. I think that one feels a bit more, yeah, let's go. The brain is working, Ms. Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? Ah, it's button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume. Button number 2. How do you know that? Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this! Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Onguard's body during a full-body search. See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal on guard. It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama pants. See? See? And on guard is the Nickel Samurai. Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, man on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Ah. I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe you'd think I was the closest one ever. You agree that how this is hideous, right? I've got a tape recorder stuck on my chest. Let me tell you, it's heavy. So heavy. I wish it would switch a CD ages ago, but I keep on that dream alive for those kids out there. I work hard with a smile on my face. Don't you understand? Now take a look in the mirror. Your clothes are about as interesting as a documentary on curling. And your poo, he's got style. Jesus Christ. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On Guard the man, but Mr. On Guard the Nickel Samurai. But when you think about it, you've lied again. They're really one and the same anyway. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about here. Edgy Poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. And try to remember a fucking year ago, Oldbag. All right, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Oh my god. Okay. On guard. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. I did too. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy, thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Ah, youngins today, I told you there's no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Yep. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. God, you suck, lady. Come on. Would you please get on with your testimony? What's your language, young man? What sort of tone is that for you to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. Fuck you. No. Respect is earned, not granted because you popped out of the womb earlier than everybody else. Shut up. Sorry. Pet peeve. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. What? A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. He is the Nickel Samurai. She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to the facts. Okay. You promise, right? Jesus. Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Remind me to send you a thank you note later to Edgeworth, old chum. Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai I saw, okay. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not? Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I, wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court, so what? See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? About 48 hours of content ago, Phoenix. All that matters is that man was inside the costume. Isn't that enough? Yes. Oh, what? Okay. Judge Wagner. I got a trophy for that. Okay. Interesting. Lore. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. And why would that be? That's the wrong voice. And why would that be? That way, no one could see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it! Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing. And that included the Jammin' Ninja. Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. I see. Well, anyway, Alright, that's a fair point, actually. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the nickel samurai. As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? No. Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay, yeah, let me take a look. On guard, I remember the nickel samurai. That's right, it was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. I mean, you had to go to that post-ceremony stage show thing right after the crime, you know, so he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Damn it, I wish we knew which hand. That would be helpful, now that I'm looking at this a little more. Okay. He was going to confess something. Is that important right now? The camera's not important. Gossip's not important yet. Okay. Yeah, this isn't important right now. Guitar case. Glass, not important. This doesn't really have any bearing on whether it's convenient for him to wear the costume either. Deceased. This is not important. Strangled and stabbed. That's not important right now either. Okay. He had that ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. Where he was going to confess something, but is that a contradiction? It would have been convenient for him to wear. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. I don't know what... So, okay. It really wouldn't have been convenient, except it... you explained that, though. You already backed that up with he had to go to that post-ceremony. I feel like this is the thing, but I don't know what to present on it. He must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. It's one of these two, but I don't know what to present on it. If he was going to confess something. Okay. That's all I can think of. Yeah, I didn't think it was right. Yeah, I don't know what to present here. I'm gonna have to... Oh, here we go. Another cut. Time to think. Oh, hold on. Okay. He couldn't have left fingerprints on the knife. There's no way. Okay. Hold on. Hold up. All right. He must have worn that nickel samurai costume. This is... I don't know. This is shaky. It would have been convenient. No, this one. Yeah, has to be this one. It's weird that we're disproving that he wore the costume. Even though we've proven that he wore the costume. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Okay, that's weird. Okay. My brain doesn't completely connect that logic, but it was just the only contradiction I found while sitting there looking through all the evidence. Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to the case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? if Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. True. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. Why? To leave fingerprints? And why would he do something like that? To leave his... Damn it, I'm so in sync with him! There's no way he would do something like that. However, there's one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Why? Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? Let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. That already contradicts that it was a premeditated murder. Problems with this theory? There is a contradiction. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. It does, yes. Okay, I'm on the right track. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Okay. Impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Okay. With the knife. Because he brought the knife with him. Why would he just bring the knife to talk? Yeah. This knife. This was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him and he went to visit when he went to visit Mr. Corrida. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. Brain, please. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. Yep. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be a glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! So did Andrews really kill him? But... So if I'm operating under the assumption that Andrews fixed the crime scene, then I don't know how On Guard would have... One, why are his prints on the knife, and how does she transport it without messing that up? That's weird. 2, there was a different point I had, but I lost it. Damn it. Yeah. There's weird stuff about that, though. Like, why... There's weird... But I believe her. That's the thing. When she was like, I didn't kill anybody. I believe her, and I don't know if that's the mistake I'm making. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt On Guard. It's to frame my client, Matt On Guard, of course. To frame... Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. True. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on the knife. Ugh. Witness! Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo? Ugh. Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. You were waiting around for Adrian Andrews. Yeah, okay. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. All right, then. Who were you waiting around for, then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida, am I correct, witness? The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. Maybe, Phoenix. Maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. Yep. If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Old Bag, you were waiting around for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? You were waiting around for Adrian Andrews. Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness, what in the world are you... Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Okay. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well, then. Witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Yep. Okay. Dang, this is a long testimony. That on guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? Know what? Your fucking theory? The defendant sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter, and found that the truth this article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful, the old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right, on guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Yeah, time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. What the Phoenix, what? Okay. Let's start pressing. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? Not always, but usually, yeah. What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. You suck. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, on guard will never get me to say touché. You're an incredibly biased witness, and you should be thrown out of the courtroom. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing such a huge scandal. A scandal? What do you mean by that? Where's your proof other than fucking gossip land? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? Middle school. Ah, no, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that on guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. To do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything, but boy do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill wills towards Juan? What? Can you show me proof that he fucking did? This is ridiculous. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill will toward Juan? No, I can't. There is no... article from Gossip Land. Only on the top of the lid. Andrew's fingerprints. I don't think I can show proof of that specifically. I don't have anything that's... Didn't bear ill will. What was the confession? We need to know that. But that's not proof. That's also baseless speculation, which is what her whole fucking testimony is, but regardless. Ultra hot mega secret love scandal. Reliable sources say that Juan Corrida has been getting in close with the mysterious yet beautiful manager of the stars, AA. No, I don't. Doesn't bear any ill will. I don't know. I don't have anything to offer. See, just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, city boy. Fuck you. Me and my big mouth. That's the way the cookie crumbles for you anyway. Okay, I need to press on the rest of these. Such dirty tricks, so I took action. So, what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman... Whoa! Slimy woman came out of Juan's room. So you did see her leave too. That's important. I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need. Okay, no, this is a hypothetical. Fuck. You were going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this. No, stop! Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. Damn it. Okay, I thought I had something there. This is top secret. Nobody else knows. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bag get such a secret piece of... You stole the camera! You stole the camera, didn't you? Is that what's on there? Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's press further first. If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today. Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me.
What do I have to do with this?
Just do this for me. You'll get your reward.
I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head.
And he lectures me on reckless blabbering? Yeah.
As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time. Focus on this line of questioning.
Where did all that get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on. Yeah, okay. Alright. Damn it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, okay. Alright. You know the information because you stole the camera? That has to be what happened to the camera. Present. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Boom. Yes! Yes! The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. Okay, yeah. I forgot about the note, actually. I just thought she knew what was on the camera. What did Lotta take a picture of, if anything?
She reported such a thing.
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions. Ah, okay. About the relationship between the victim and Ms. Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? You're such a bad witness. Ah, that's it. That's the note. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil On Guard. She said so herself. On Guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. You're so stupid. I hate you. I started to like you a little bit at the end of the last game, and if we had left it there, you wouldn't be my least favorite witness. And here we are. And here we are now. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine.
That's such a good line, holy shit.
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No! Fuck her! If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I had to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Just stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Phoenix is getting pissed off, too. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. You also stole the damn camera. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie's $1,600 camera disappeared on me.
Why? Witness!
What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera, too. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Yeah, you better go to fucking prison this time. The first time you got off scot-free with fucking lying on the witness stand and contempt of court. And now you're out here literally admitting to fucking theft. Is this the camera you're looking for? That's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I still fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slime Bag Celebrities Photographer Extraordinaire. Of course it does. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Oh, damn it. You had an out. You suck.
Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court.
Let's see it. Okay. The pant legs don't fit correctly. Immediate notice. Like the first thing I saw, pretty much. You cannot clearly see his face. The pant legs are too short. That is 100% Adrian Andrews.
This is the Nickel Samurai.
See? I told you, that's the guy I saw!
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Okay. She did see the Nickel Samurai, for sure.
Well, what does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ongar clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
Why would he say that?
If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant.
We need to get him on the stand, I think, to tell us more about that.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
No. If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. God, the stakes are so high. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's something strange with it. I noticed it already. There's something strange with this photo.
I knew this was coming, Wright. Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
The judge is... Of course the judge loves drama. Can't you tell by how he runs his fucking courtroom? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
Well, I had to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
Right here, Mr. Judge. Wait, which foot? I mean, both of them are down here. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
Well, what are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And? What does that mean?
The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. I got it. I'm so smart.
What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is.
Let's take a good look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Yup. Voila. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. Is he? I think maybe. Yeah. Yeah, both arms are down. Yeah, it's very strange. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Excellent. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Because he is, guys. Figure it out. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all?
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this.
What?
Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of?
I know already. I know. Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph?
Adrian Andrews.
Adrian Andrews?
If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it is none other than this woman.
And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews?
What in the world points you to her? She had dinner with Matt. For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Onguard's room. That too. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ongard that night. The 3 strikes. Here we go.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Onguard's fingerprints all over it. Yep.
The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, Wright?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, it was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. I think that is true. I don't know why my gut so strongly believes that she didn't do it, and I don't know who did, but it's way too easy. I think that's the majority of it. It's way too easy.
Order! 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 It looks like this trial hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
All right, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Ah! Yeah. Oh, God. Don't show me her. If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. No, now.
Now then.
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not... I abhor wasting such valuable time.
Let's go! Yes! Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But... we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development?
I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. Yeah, he knew.
And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What? It's so obvious, man.
What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She's the next witness.
Everything was planned out in advance by that man. Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. He's helping us prove, without a shadow of the doubt, the truth, or whatever it may be. That's what he found.
Exactly. Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Whew. Long. Very long. But this case is still great. And we've got Old Bag out of the way. I hope she doesn't testify again for any reason. So it's all uphill or well, downhill from here, I hope. In terms of quality of the testimony. Well, I suppose that's going to be everything for Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All Blind. I've been Guildmaster Wiggly. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you want to follow my socials or join my Discord, they're in the description. And I hope to see you all in the next one when we finish up this trial. Holy shit, it's long.